Here you all are.
Hi,
Hi, hello. Hi, Vesica. Nice to see you.
nice to see you.
How you
I
been?
finally had to be live after missing so much of the community.
Oh, yeah, it's good to see you. Hi, everyone. Hi, Raquel, Diana,
Hi everyone.
Toma. Hi. I'm just checking we've got everyone. I was just took a moment there because I was sitting there and forgot there's a waiting room, and I was like, "Where is everyone?" Oh, they're in the waiting room. I was so sorry. Oh, I was too excited. I was like, let's go. Oh, there's people waiting at the door. Oh, tell me what's been happening while we're waiting to kick off. Just to give a few minutes to see if we get some more people. Just because Raquel, Vesica, we haven't seen her for a little while, but she has been a contributor in all our magazines, and just want to see what she's been up to. As your face has appeared back, it's lovely to see you. You kick off and tell me what you've been working on, what's going on, maybe
Um,
what you'd like to chat about, and what you'd like to hear.
well, I'm here because I missed the last one. But I wanted to join just to see what's going on. But I have been working on my coding skills. I don't know if you're familiar with the program She Codes.
Heard of it,
So
haven't used it, but yeah, that's cool.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I have been doing the She Codes Plus boot camp, which I signed up for last year, but had some family emergency stuff come up. So now I'm back onto it. And so I've just been like, oh, now I'm getting the hang of it, playing around doing that.
Oh, what do you think? Is it like hard, easy, fun, challenging? What do you think? Do you like it? What?
I
Ah,
like it. It is challenging, but I like how he breaks the instructor. He breaks it down because I've done other courses on like Udemy and hearing things there, but I like how he teaches it because he breaks it down. He keeps the module short. We have fun projects that we engage in. So it's been really, really good. So I'm enjoying it.
oh,
What exactly are
awesome.
you coding?
He teaches us everything, like all the basic um languages. So he started with um HTML, CSS, JavaScript. He just recently added a module with Python within the past few months. So he's added that to the module to the course. And then he's also added like AI component to it. It's not that extensive, which I actually just completed that. It's not that extensive, but so it's just a little fun little projects that he has us to learn all the basics about different coding languages.
Sounds cool.
Mm,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So,
Mm.
so
Well, you
like
have.
he's do like a weather app, do a yoga app, and different fun stuff.
You have to if you want to drop some little takeaways or little snippets in school and share us what you're
I will.
making and things like that, because not many of us do that sort of building. It's pretty cool to
Yeah,
see
I
what
will
you
share
do.
it. And
Yeah.
I like it because it's similar to what are doing in She Is AI because he opened it up to really get more women in coding, and it's a global thing because he's actually based in France, and he has also started his nonprofit foundation arm of it where he's trying to build up resources to be able to offer the boot camps or mini seminars and things like that to women in underdeveloped um, countries.
Yeah, that's really cool. Hmm. Maybe you should talk to them. Maybe
Mhm.
we should, because yeah, I've only briefly seen that, and I was like, oh, that's cool, but I haven't necessarily explored it in any more depth. But maybe we should. That's a really cool
Yeah, let me
initiative.
if you want
Yeah.
to explore, and I can connect you with Matt about it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Awesome. Um,
Yep, that's what I've
cool.
been working on.
Yeah, awesome. Should we just go quickly around the room, Vesica? So you want to chime in and do a similar and introduce yourself since we'll just go around the room and tell us what you've been working on, what you're doing, maybe what you'd like out of this call if you had any questions or you just want to just be here and dive back in and tell us what you've been up to. And I've seen some of your lovely events that you've promoted recently and tell the others what you do, what you're working on. Uh,
Um, Thank you, Amanda. Well, I'm also an ecstatic dance DJ, so I just kind of wrapped up a whole new kind of not tour, but cycle of gigs. And that always takes for me a lot of energy in terms of being cutting edge with music and really creating, you might say, a transformative journey. And other than that, a lot of AI art and trying to, work with the new updates and make them work for me and finishing my submission. I don't know if you're gonna like it. It's edgy, but I'm gonna submit anyway. So, oh yeah, and just to be a little bit political, even though it's not PC, but I have wasted a lot of time watching way too much news because I'm traveling to Europe and I'm not a citizen, and so I have been really worried about what happens at the border. But I think I have managed to find a way that I feel reasonably safe to take the risk.
yeah.
Tell
Mm,
me where to meet you and
wow.
I'll put you in my suitcase.
Oh,
Thank you, Diana. I'm in the Bay Area and I'm gonna be traveling from Berlin, but now I'm traveling from Ireland. And Ireland has pre-immigration processing, so in case they don't like my nose or anything that I posted, they'll send me back versus putting me in ICE detention.
jeez.
So,
Wow. Oh my gosh, hon. Oh, well, I hope you travel
sorry,
safe. Well,
yeah.
didn't realize it was going to be that strict. Like, geez.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know this is all business, but I think these are interesting times. And yeah, anyway, that's me.
Oh, that's cool.
But
Yeah.
I feel personally, I feel like a lot of us, like something shifted last Wednesday, I think, around that time, where people seem to be finding their stride and their spine. And let's see what happens.
Yeah. No, I wish I had something more inspiring to say, but my heart goes out to all of you that are over there and thinking of you. And we watch the news every day, and yeah, we are very agnostic platform, but my heart goes out to everyone dealing with all this stuff, and I just hope that you guys stay safe and that you're okay. We're inviting people to New Zealand. I
You
think,
are?
yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah, they do. They're looking for investors and also Portugal. We're talking to someone yesterday. They said there's digital nomad visas opening up everywhere. Like, is it Lisbon, Portugal, New Zealand, Thailand? I mean, there's always options, eh? Yeah, but no, it's easy for me to sit down in New Zealand where we're very safe and very clean and very nothing really too bad happening and we're just yeah watching
And
the
you
rest
st
of the world.
a-
Mm.
and you still have hobbits.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm a Lord of the Rings fan.
yeah.
I love
Uh,
hobbits.
yes, we do. That's where your picture is. It from your icon picture? That is very Lord of the Rings vibes. Yes, we have
Yeah.
hobbits and Lord of the Rings and mountains and all these beautiful things and yeah, we're very lucky. Shall we go around the room? So that's we've done Raquel and Vesica just for everyone in the room. Whoever wants to go next, chime in, introduce yourself, what you're working on, or maybe what's happened this week, or something you'd like to cover off in this call. I like to make sure this is really valuable for everyone. So you got questions or challenges, or you want to see if we can help you, or you got something you're working on, or something cool, or want to share. Or just what you're up to and just want to connect. So we'd just like to hear from everyone and maybe with Diana. So you were here next. So you jump in and why don't you share next and then we'll go around.
Hi, so I apologize for my camera and technology. For whatever reason, I can't use they won't let me do the video. I don't know why.
It's okay.
Um, so yeah, it's like, no, you can't do video. That's what Zoom said. Okay, sorry. So anyway, what
Mm.
I've done this week is I actually joined you. Went to
Yay.
your Saturday call. I handed in a submission and gave you the link to my Google Drive in case you like my stuff. And for the record, some of my submitted pieces I had to redo because I guess my eyesight and or Midjourney, I didn't when you want to do the pixel sizes, okay, and they're very large and very detailed. I didn't realize that some of the fingers weren't five or that there was some extra digit or something like that. So I just
Mm.
kind of gave up and made more images that were normal looking. So there we have it. But the other thing I did was I joined several contests. Um, through I forget the name of the site, but some science, some math with AI images, um, with museums so they can grant prizes. So let's see how well those go. I also did flounders. I got to play with Gamma app and create a presentation for a scholarship. And I still have my LLC, and I decided to get a Blotto account because I want to see how well that helps me as far as marketing for that. Because I actually did invest money in creating that, even though it's still a work in progress. But I figured I might as well give it a shot since I invested money in actually doing it. And it's pretty much all I've done on top of working a full-time job. And that's it.
That's awesome. Well, I think that's enough. Considering you're working full time and packed all that, and that is, yeah. Blotato, is anyone else here using that? I've virtually only very introductory touched it, but it looks pretty cool. Do you think you'll keep using it? It's pretty fun. I mean,
I mean,
it's pretty
I
cool.
like the
Mm.
idea that it can, when Sabrina did her presentation, I saw what she did. I saw her Blotato presentation over, and she leads AI, and she I like how you could you spend a day doing your Canva ads and everything, right? And then Potato can automate how often you shoot those ads so it kind of does it all for you, or at least that's how she showed it. And I was very attracted by that because let's face it, I do enough, but I definitely don't have the time that I wish I could have to give this LLC a real chance. And I think I did that because I'm not that pleased with the website, which brings me up to my expertise for you, for the She is AI. There's not a whole lot out there on how to do affiliate marketing with the tools that we have. I want to, there are a fair amount of people that they have their own stores, they have their own shops, or like me who wanted to dabble into affiliate marketing. So I was curious as what I'm doing right now with the potato, and how to formulate this. So that was something I wanted to offer, like something real time. This is what I'm doing. This is how it's turning out. And then I also want to compare the web engine that I'm using. I paid to use this web engine called Warhead, and how they formulate the SKUs of whatever products I'm trying to sell. In my case, I'm trying to sell dog accessories. And compare that to say how Shopify does something like that.
Mm.
And so I so I'm working on that plan on how to create something to show you for the she is AI folks, especially because some people really did take a chance, like I did, to try and embark on something that could help sort of a second income. Maybe they have businesses that they want to sell, and just to kind of give a well-rounded comparison on if you use this site, if you do it this way, if you do it that way. There's so many ways to do it. I just don't have $5,000 here, $5,000 there, there's a lot of people that offer these services that want to help me. I just simply don't make that much money. The whole point was to make money. So I don't have it. I don't have any of that
Oh
to
no.
do.
Uh,
So I hope
feel
I
you.
sound like I make sense, but my plan is to create something for She Is AI to show everyone else who may be in my shoes, who did embark in a business, and sort of show how I did it, such that maybe it maybe the way I'm doing it is easier or helpful. Maybe someone out there can gain something, especially if you're not paying anybody else to do it for you.
Nice, Dana. There's a few things to unpack out of there, and equally, I'll try and sound as smart as I address some of these notes. One, um, Shopify versus Warhead. I think Shopify is, in my research, everyone might have their own opinions, the most advanced e-commerce platform in the world that caters to global selling, has the most customizations, the most ability to be a more complex in store. There is, of course, simple stores on Squarespace. There's stores on Etsy. There's stores on whatever it is you're trying to sell. Warhead, I don't know, you might like it. I've not heard that it's even in the top 5 or 10 of anything, to be honest, but you might like it. I go with Shopify and Squarespace, e-commerce, and I did dabble with a Etsy store at one point, but that's my platforms of choice due to my own research. Secondly, affiliate program. There's lots of advice and YouTube videos on that, and maybe we could give you some tips. Firstly, if you do, like we've signed up to about 12, 15 different softwares as Shares AI and have affiliate links that we can share with you guys. Maybe if all of you are affiliates of different things, then you can share your affiliate links and programs in our community and share that around, and other people can benefit, and you can share that with us. I don't know if you're wondering how to get going in affiliate marketing, but my shortest answer is there's lots of YouTube videos on it. I think putting your having a link in bio page, or like one page people can come and go, oh, look at all your links. Put that in your Instagram bio, put it in your LinkedIn bio, put it as a key link to just go, hey, check out my offers here, and put those links as call to action somewhere really visible that people are going to find them really easily. That's the biggest, most easiest thing you can do for free immediately, just making sure people can find your links. And then there's a whole thing, like if you're going to talk about giving advice via, is that YouTube videos where you're talking about software comparisons, how to build a business, what to do. Think about how it will be valuable and different than what's out there already. Um, and that would be just my question for you. If you're doing that and the time invested in making, like if it's going to be YouTube videos on advice and comparisons and software and business, um, that you'd be competing with a there's a space for that on YouTube. Not to say I love the idea, but think about what your approach might be, what you want to share with people, and just look at what's out there at the moment. You can see what works, what's not, what people are asking. You can also start with a answerthepublic.com, which is a site where you can go in and find the most commonly typed in keyword queries, and find out what people are asking for. And so you can use those keywords or those queries to help tailor content in different topics. So that could be a way that you start researching, what are people asking for? What are the terms they use? What can I actually answer? What are some problems people have that I can actually address those questions? Because some of my favorite blogs that I follow, I was like, oh, what do I use Squarespace for versus Shopify? And I'm like, cool, I found a YouTube video explaining exactly that, and that answered my question, and that's great. And yes, it's all free content, but that was really valuable, and it helped me answer a question that I had to solve a problem, right? So you start there, and because it's a lot of time and effort to invest in that, and we would want your content to be seen, for sure. So thinking about what you're going to cover, what your niche is. I've also seen people focus on a niche, like talk about particular platforms or particular things so that you are focused and don't spread yourself too thin. But there's a lot of different areas you could cover. I just tried to touch on a few of the things you'd mentioned there, Dana, but we can definitely go into more in depth. But should we see if anyone else in the room has any thoughts or advice? Anyone know any thoughts? Did that might give you a direction to go in, Dana, or what you're
No,
thinking, or explore that a bit further, or
no, you did because I just know from my own experience and the amount of time I don't have.
mm,
Okay, because let's face it, I am still clutching onto the full-time job and hoping that does not go away. At the same time, I'm trying to earn more money because that is just the way of the world here. I don't know how many people are getting laid off in New Zealand, but that's happening all over the place in the United States. I'm seeing it at my company.
mhm,
So, I mean, and then there's the time part. I work 40 hours on top of everything else I'm learning, and I'm trying to make myself more employable. That all aside, it's I invested $4,000 for an idea. I paid a company to create this website for me, and I didn't really like it. I mean, I like the utility I like the back end of it. And I did videos for Jenna actually when I'm in Secret AI Society. So I showed her these are the things, but what I am finding is I guess there's not enough like without having to pay for it, there's not enough information on like this is how you doing it. So I have to kind of do it. I
mm,
have to I have to do it and then show people what I've learned.
yeah,
Um
yeah,
and then
hey,
kind of formulate if you have a full-time job and if you have a life and you don't have a whole lot of time, these are the pros and cons of certain things that you're doing if this is an idea that you want to embark in. Um,
yes, yeah.
and
Go
I
jump.
think
Yep. I sorry, you keep
but
going. Yeah, I just had a thought.
but you definitely gave a lot of information and resources because again, I wouldn't know to go on YouTube and find all these things that I can possibly do. And that would actually formulate the actual lesson that I'm hoping to bring about. Because I
Oh,
know that when I talk about these things, it's not as if it isn't interesting to others. There's so much of it and it's everywhere and all over the place. And it'd be good to kind of narrow down exactly what, make it cleaner,
yeah.
make it cleaner for everybody else.
Yeah, beautiful. And I'll just elaborate on one thing. I had an idea. So I used to listen to a podcast called The Fizzle Show, and it was for people with a full-time job that had a side hustle or want to transition into building a business. And it was a whole hour. I don't know if it's still running, but it was. And they're all these people literally talking about how you transition building a side hustle and working and on the side, how you raise money, how you transition, or is it going to stay a hustle? Is it going to be a whole business? The whole mindset, the entrepreneurship, how to do it, when to jump, what to do, how to raise money, all of these. I found it the most incredible podcast about how, but also mindset. So that is one resource that I loved. Two, YouTube, amazing. Google everything you can possibly. And then if you find a gap that is not already addressed, performing well, then do it. Thirdly, I would suggest I have been where you are and I got made redundant. Now I had my daughter. I've been on maternity leave for 2 years and now I've made an AI business. The biggest advice I have, because no one in New Zealand is getting jobs, there was the other day 758 people apply for one job. There's 200 people going for every job I applied for in the last year or two back, when I was applying for jobs. 800, 1,000 applied for a job at IKEA the other day. I mean, the shit's nuts. I know everyone on Reddit is telling me no one can get a job. The AI filters have made recruitment a shithole. No one's getting a job. No one's getting past the filters. It is awful. I've spent 9 to 12 months trying affiliate marketing, trying side hustles, trying selling ebooks, trying selling shit on Etsy, of trying selling hustles, this and that and whatever. The only thing I can say at the moment, take it or leave it, is try to upskill in AI and sell AI services. If you're anything to do with either solve a problem or make a service or buy something that people want. I love your like dog accessories business. That's a big market in New Zealand. I chose because I'm a marketer, I chose to upskill in AI and go all in. Now, off of that, there are a few communities on school I've found that teaching people side hustles, doing stuff in AI, building bots, custom GPTs, selling automation, selling advice, consulting, boom, boom, boom. You can do that on the side with a full-time job. Look at what people are teaching already and seeing what you can either learn and monetize or sell or do something like that yourself. What I'd say, Deanna, is now that you've joined us, you can then create something and sell it in our community. That's what these guys are doing. Like Natasha, for example, sell really cool personalized AI avatars, whatever. She can sell that as a service, for example, do a workshop in a list consulting service in our community, sell something in our store, make some art and sell it in our store, put something in the classroom. Hey, I've got an offer here. Hey, I've got a service here, a discount for you guys. Like I'm trying to enable a platform where all of you can provide your services, get in front of more people, amplify your expertise, or start playing around with building stuff and selling it. I know it's a hard market, but like they're amplifying all of us working together and getting out there and offering our services together, free or paid or whatever capacity. So I'll say maybe that will help you. I put it in the chat. Monica Maleva is in Brisbane in Australia, and she runs AI Business Builders community. This is just one example. You take it or
I
leave it,
saw it.
but you saw it. And so she does cool stuff. There's other ones that literally people on the side just building cool AI stuff and selling it. Maybe you're going, that's not for me, but as an example, there's ways that you can do something on the side and monetize it and sell it. I personally have found affiliate marketing really hard unless you're going all in, spend all day on social media, you've got a big network and you hustle. I have found that quite hard for someone like me. I'd prefer to actually consulting or a service or a business. I sell something and I engage with people, but everyone is different. I think it's really hard. I feel you on the job front. Everyone I talk to is either trying to get work or trying to hold on to their job, and it is really sucky, and I really feel you.
Thank you. No, I appreciate what you're saying because I think oftentimes we wonder, like, is it just us or is it literally everywhere else in the world?
Yeah.
And, particularly as you're encroaching 50 and up, um, that's just the way it happens. But so I appreciate every little thing you're saying. And you know what? The other thing is, yeah, I'm going to be honest here, and I hope I'm not breaking the law and stuff, and this won't, hope I don't get arrested. But the thing is, having an LLC does have its use
Mhm.
because if the affiliate marketing thing is something that ends up not, panning out, A, I can learn a whole lot from it. B, I can create these are my experience videos, which I think will be really awesome. And plus, I do want to utilize Blatato and maybe use that as the platform and say, I'm using this service and this is how I'm using it. And I'm taking somebody's suggestions and this is exactly how it's turning out for me. Because
Mm.
one of the things that nobody told me before I forked down $4,000 is that um, it's like a money hole.
Mhm.
All of a sudden, iPlexis wants me to invest $5,000 and then give them 400 a month. It's like, no.
Ooh.
And it's like I don't really think so. So it's almost like finding back end ways to sort of get yourself out there. For the moment, my my vendor is Doba, and let's see what other vendors I have. I'm also trying to figure out in you know I know I want to sell dog things. Should I just do leashes? Should I just do harnesses? Should I just do beds? Should I? I definitely don't want to do food because that's a whole lot.
Yeah.
But Um, oh, thank you. And by the way, my industry, so I am a learning and development specialist, training specialist, and I basically train whatever I'm supposed to train to
Oh, that's
whomever
cool.
I'm supposed to do that for. So I do specialize in teaching people things. Um, Initially, AI became my teaching tool. It was complementary to what I was creating in lessons. And yeah, that's me.
Wow, Diane, I'm going to chime in. I know Natasha's got her hand up.
Yeah, she
That
does.
we're literally building a global academy where we need learners and trainers. So I'm like, let's talk further. And we're seeking funding and investment and sponsorship. We got huge interest globally on our academy, and I think we need to talk further about that if that's your specialist area. Honestly, we've got huge interest. We're building whole entire certified learning platform courses in AI and trying to roll that out globally. So that's something for you to think about. In the short term, one, dog products wouldn't niche down like too seriously, but like keep it broad. Um, your dropshipper looks fine, like Doba. I don't know them, but that's cool. I'm using Shopify just because the most, and they have lots of apps and plugins and dropshipping services. It's just the one that I went with, but and I also spent an inordinate amount of money trying to figure shit out and downloading things and paying for things until I figured out try one thing, do your research, choose one platform, don't get sucked into paying for things, use the free trials. Like, cool, I get 2 weeks free. I'm going to smash out a website, build it, load my stuff, free trial, try sell something before you start paying for things because I'd pay for a lot of shit, waste my money, haven't got built anything yet, and I'm paying for it, and I'm not ready to go live, and I didn't sell anything. I was like, that was a waste. Like, honestly, it sounds so dumb. I've been there, tried it all. If we can share notes, but I've spent the last 2 years comparing platforms and services and what works and what doesn't. So if you've got any specific questions, like holler out like anytime on honestly, like we've spent the last 2 years building a business. Me and Wayne, the CEO, my partner, we've spent the last 10 years building businesses that have worked and failed and not and growing internationally in different markets. So if there's anyone you need to ask questions about businesses and advice and what works and what doesn't, holler out. Okay, Natasha, your turn. I'm done.
Oh, hello, everyone. Natasha, I'm in the Bay Area too. I'm sandwiched
Yay.
between San Francisco and Napa. Well, one question I want to say, I want to tell her to check out the Mom Project. I think it's the
That's cool.
momproject.com. It's a job board that helps to place women, and most of those jobs are remote. I think like 90% of them, but some very good companies. It's only in the U.S., unfortunately. Well, you say that because it's remote, but it's usually it's usually U.S. heavily dominated, but they have very good companies that go through there. Like Deloitte goes through there, Meta. So just check it out, and it doesn't cost anything to put your resume up. And they're looking for mostly like professional freelancers, but it's all industry. That's why I asked what her industry was. So they have a lot of project management type for tech. So that's mostly what that they are, but it's across all industries. Okay, and then for me, my update is so I completed my HubSpot AI marketing for business
Yay.
certification. That was a crunch. Oh my goodness,
Yay.
it's just so many hours. So yeah, I'm in a program for you guys who don't know, a HubSpot cohort that's running this month and through May. So it's an 8 week program that we're going to be working on HubSpot customers. So I think I get assigned a client. They call them clients in 2 weeks or so, but we're going through the training right now. And it's basically their AI platform. It's very intense. It's intense. But I finished, that was a requirement. You had to finish that because they wanted you to know their platform, because how you're going to work on a customer or the client if you don't know the platform. But it's just like all these platforms are basically the same. I mean, I've been on so many AI platforms the last 3 years until I'm with you, Amanda. I mean, if it doesn't have a free trial, I'm very leery to sign up for it unless it's very cheap, like $10 a month, so I could test it out for 1 month. And you have to be careful because some of these do not work the way that they say they're supposed to work. They're pushing this stuff out so fast, and it doesn't do everything because most people are not going through everything. They're only going through the top tier what they're promoting. But I'm an auditor, so I look at all of the stuff, and it's like this. And I will go to the support and I say, this doesn't work. And they say, oh, well, we know there's some problems, but it's coming. Well, why are you selling something that because it's competitive and everybody's trying to get their build up their user. I'm like, listen, it has to be functional and just there good enough is not it's not enough if it doesn't work the way it's supposed to. So especially when I'm doing interactive AI, if the lip sync's off, I'm like, why is the lip sync off? I mean, the technology is there, but they're trying to be cheap on the cheap side and put in the cheap version of it, so and then charge you for it. So anyway, you got to be careful because it's like an AI wild wild west. People building stuff that don't even work the way that it's supposed to, and by the time you figure it out, it doesn't work. You can't get your money back because it's over the 30-day or whatever where you could get your money back. No questions asked. So just be careful. Try take the free version and test out everything to make sure because you can be so deep into subscriptions. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, here. Yeah. I signed up for so many. Like I spent like last year trialing, I made an ebook, the 95 top AI tools that you should use that were out last year, right? That's obviously changed. But then I obviously had to sign up for so many subscriptions and try so much shit. And I found some dumb ones and some good ones and I figured out what works and what doesn't. I'm like, look, I don't even have a job. It's like I can't sign up for all this shit. Like, fuck. So I just had to focus on take away the shiny syndrome, take away people selling you shit, do your research, like Natasha said, free trials, get the reviews, do your research and figure out what works and start slowly. And there's easy ways to start, like an Etsy store or a Shopify store, free trial for 2 weeks, load some stuff up, make your Instagram, make your social media, make it look awesome, use a free Canva account, make your content, potato, whatever, that's cool. Make it simple, make it cheap, get out there. Yeah. Put the links in your bio, have a little sales page. I know that there was one of the tutors at the Secret Hour Society always talked about having a little funnel with a landing page and you put the link in bio and you've got a little flow desk form that you make. It literally just like keep it the simplest, lowest barrier to entry you possibly can. Like I would get hung up on I spent 3 months building a website that nobody saw. But in the meantime, someone else has listed Instagram like a little funnel that took 1 hour to make. Here's a landing page. Here's a link to my service on Gumtree, or like here's my little store. Boom, an hour later you've sold something. Like, and then I was like, holy fuck, just don't fucking getting complex. Keep it simple and cheap, and there's a lot you can do really easily. So I learned to not overcomplicate it and just go to market. And how can you build something in an hour and ship it and get it to market and don't fuck around for months building a like I learned that lesson too hard. So honestly, yeah, I don't know if this is all happening. Yeah, landing pages. Oh my God, yes, to keep it easy. Here. Just like bang up a landing page, bang up a little flow desk form, like link in bio. Where you go. But yeah. Have we addressed that enough? Anyone, is that all right, Dinah? Or shall we'll keep moving on? And everybody, is that okay? I hope that was somewhat helpful.
I think Flory hasn't
Yeah,
spoken
we
yet.
haven't got to, Flory, Tama, Lagawa, and Maya. We'll go to Flory now.
I'm good now. I could talk. I can still be on the camera, but I could talk. So,
Okay.
and thank you for what you just said because it makes total sense. I feel exactly the same that I'm trying to build web page and do this and do that and everybody else flies by me, because yeah. So anyway, my win for this week is I finally put together everything for the talk next week. For She Leads AI, and I'm talking on AI and mental wellness. So I'm really, really excited about this, and I'm scared shitless because I've never done this before. So, but oh well.
It is so awesome, Flory, and we're also proud of you, and it's super exciting. And I know we talked about it last week. Yay! Well done, and you're
Thank
gonna
you.
smash it. Like I know everyone that doesn't do speaking for a living, it's really nervous, but you do it, you put it out there, and you'll be great. We talked about it a bit last week. Anyone that was there, about the importance of mental health and the role that AI plays in that. Hopefully, you were able to spend the week doing some research, and because it's a really important space, but that people do it safely and do it well. But it's really cool to see how AI can support that whole
It's
area.
a
So
huge
yeah, it's
subject. I
big.
mean, I
Yeah.
thought it's like, okay, yeah, just use AI art for that. And then I started doing research and like, oh my God, what am I getting into? Because there's so many consequences to using AI for that. So yeah, it's a
Yeah.
huge subject.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's big. Yeah. We'd love to, if you wanted to share any takeaways, in the community or things you learned, like a lot of people asking us about that whole space and the mental health and the support. I've got friends who are counselors and mental health support, and there's just not enough resources. And we talk to them about how AI can help bridge that gap and support people if they can't get in front of a professional and how to utilize it, but safely and do it well. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is doing it safely because it's so easy to go with it and not realize that it starts actually giving you advice that it shouldn't give you. So, and you take it as advice from a professional, not not a bot, So, yeah.
Yes. Really relevant, Flory. Well, I hope it goes well, and we'd love to hear any takeaways if you want to share with our community, because I'm sure a lot of people find that valuable. But that would be
I'll do
really,
that. Thanks.
yeah, that's really cool though, and it's a big deal. And once you get it out there and you get the workshop over and done, you're like, and that was easy in their thought, and it's not so freaky. But know that everybody is always there to support you and cheer you on. If anyone doesn't know, I spent 5 years training in Toastmasters, public speaking. Course Academy, got professionally, the book that says you're a professional public speaker now. So I've been through the being someone that's never talked in front of people to someone that was on a stage professionally and talking. So if anyone ever does want to chat about public speaking and advice, but
And
I
the
know
funny thing is, I was a teacher
you were.
and
There
I'm
you
used
go.
to speak in front of people. I have no problem.
Oh,
And singing on the stage in front of
there you
thousands
go.
of people, no problem.
There
But
you go.
I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, check, I have to do this and make sure everything runs smoothly. And
Oh,
yeah, so that's the
yes.
camera and the mic. And yeah, so
So it's
that's
the
that.
tech, yeah, the tech and lining it all up and the Zoom and the things and the
Yes.
presentation, all of that. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um,
You can practice, speaking of free, Descript is great
Oh,
because they do. No, the reason is that Descript is one of those, but you can do screenshots and then you can choose to talk and show yourself. And you can edit your talking and keep your video intact so you're not having to start from scratch. And or there's CapCut, you can use that too.
yeah, but this is
Um,
live.
no, I know it's live, but you can my I'm a
For
teacher too.
practicing.
Yeah, I'm a teacher
Uh-huh.
too, and it helps with timing for me.
Oh,
mhm,
great.
It
mhm.
because I have to do
Thanks.
this live for work. So, I mean, for me, it's natural and I have to do it. And sometimes I don't, I definitely make mistakes a lot, but it helps with my script and it helps with my timing very, very much so, especially if I'm also having to, it's also a great backup because when the internet sucks, like it does here in Florida with all the storms, you have a backup. You have a backup of something that you can show, oh, and it helps kind of clean things. So yeah,
Great idea. Thank you so much, Diana or Diana.
That
absolutely.
was awesome advice. Thank you. Linda, I know you got your hand up. You want to jump in?
Hi, how are you guys? Hi, Amanda. One of these days we get to see your daughter on this again. She's getting
Hey.
so big. It's
Mm,
amazing.
mm.
I mean, she's only supposed to be about this big. You know what's going on? She keeps growing.
I know she does. Yeah.
Um, I
Oh.
was wanting, you'd mentioned something, Amanda, that I wanted to ask you about. You said that you have experience working with um, specialists in the field of mental health and I don't know if you had the experience when AI was alive or you're working on something like that. I've actually got an app that I'm working on, and I want some help to make sure what I'm doing is healthy. Do you have any recommendations on where somebody can go to kind of get started and get some information or people that you think are good in the field?
That would be a very good question. I mean, I can recommend you professionals in New Zealand.
Oh,
And
yeah, I
I've got
didn't
a
think
friend in
about
Australia, but like,
that.
I don't know about in your market if there was, I don't know
Okay.
if you all have some advice about finding someone more locally to you, Lynn, as just a professional that would be able to give you thought leadership and advice as a professional with a bit of paper
Mhm.
behind them to help feed into what you're building might be a smart move. But yeah, probably someone down this corner of the world may or may not help you
I
very
didn't even
much. I
think
don't know.
about that. You can see I don't even think of you as that far away.
No,
It's so good.
true.
The
So
connection is
yeah,
so great.
I mean, I
Thank you.
could, I can ask my friend, but there may be someone locally that you know that may or may not you be able to reach out to. My
Yeah.
friend is an example. She's a nurse, but trained in mental health. I'm in community
Uh,
mental health. So she's the one that, if that's what you're building at a basic level, it's not so much therapy, but like supporting people that might fall through the cracks and need like community, but mental health. I've got someone that actually works in it. It's not an asylum, it's a halfway house for people, and he's like again nurse mental health for really hard people in really hard situations. Whereas someone like Wayne, if you just need the advice, he's like a psychologist and therapist in a more general sense, but not as a practicing counselor or anything like that. So it depends on the level of advice or support or thoughts that you might need to feed into what you're building. If that's a therapist, counselor, or just a general mental health advice and
Wayne
things like
might
that.
be a
So
good person to
you
talk
can
to
ask
from the
Wayne first and feel him out and see what he
it,
says and see what if that's helpful.
one of the things when I started doing AI and then got involved in the Secret AI Society and kept learning is that I kept feeling like I needed to be doing the things that my parents told me I should do to make money. And I was forcing myself to do that, and I was miserable. And I wanted to create, I heard a story then about someone who said that you need to go back to when you were about 10 years old and think about the things that you loved to do then before all the hormones, before all the responsibilities. What did you love? What were you purely at that point in your life? And I want to create an opportunity to talk to that child for each person. But I'm trying to figure, I mean, I know the mechanics of doing it, but the soft skills in terms of um, uh, making sure it's safe for people, I actually hadn't even thought about until um, you'd mentioned, Flory, what you're working on. And I thought, well, geez, it's the same thing. I mean, it's the same idea. It has to do with mental health. So that's my story. But Glenn might be a great person, and I don't know Glenn yet. So
Have you thought about going to like talking to universities and colleges? Because sometimes they have their own, like particularly with students. I don't know if you have access to schools and
yeah,
you could, I mean,
I met
you
you
could,
and Steve Duke. I could go over. I didn't even think about that. I was thinking more for women who are either in a situation in their life where they're wanting to make a change, whether it be from divorce, from someone dying, from your children leaving, from you having a child and not wanting to work full time in an office, but a way for anybody to use it. But university students is a great thought too. Thank you. Yeah, and I know
uh,
there's a, go ahead.
there's there's that lady at Secret AI. I forget her name, but she just had, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you participate in any of those client calls, in the Lux community, but
Uh-huh.
she just that's her niche. She was a corporate lady, and she talks about narcissism and
Oh,
like
really?
doing, yeah, she just created her own like clientele based on, and her, I forget what she, and her name is unfortunately escaping me, but
Is
I'll
it
promise to
Deanna
find.
or is it Mary
It's not,
Beth?
I don't,
Oh, I know who you're talking about. You're
she
talking
has
about
law. Yeah,
Is it
she
Sarah?
has long gray, she's
Oh no,
she's pepper hair, and she talks about narcissism. There's
I
several
don't
of
know.
them. There's
Okay.
even one that's an attorney. There's even one that's an attorney in Secret AI Society, and they're doing the same thing because they're trying to help women who are in bad marriages and unhappy and trying to, particularly women of a certain age that never really had a life.
Yeah.
So there's two of them. There's two of them that are in Secret AI that I definitely, there's one that was an attorney. She's a published author now, and now she's got her own coaching. And then there's the other one, and her hair is straight, but she's salt and pepper hair, and already gathered clients. And if anything, you can find them with the Lux community, and you can also find
Okay.
them in Bren's. Um, she goes to Bren's community a lot, the
Okay.
marketing.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Well,
yeah, I'll try and
that's
get
good
you. I'll send you the
direction.
names. I'll
That
send
would
you the
be so
names.
nice, Diana. Thank you so
Yeah,
much. That's the perfect group to talk to. Thank you. And
they're
I'll get
doing
off.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll let you guys talk.
Yeah, there was also another lady, the attorney, she'd created like cats, which helped with kind of like mind self and self-esteem and stuff. So you should check out her website.
Cool. Well, thanks, guys, for chiming in. That's some good advice. Yeah, I dare say I hope there are some more people finding different guidelines and parameters around support and life coaching and mental health, and even at a chat GTP as a basic level, right? I found a chat, I dropped it in school at one point. It's like the Maya life coaching chat GTP, and every like prompt that I put into it or talk about it, it has given me really accurate and valuable advice as a start. And that's obviously been built with some frameworks because it's a very good life coach. Having done lots of life coaching in my past and having done some on clients, I've found that really helpful as a starting point. I think it's called Maya, your life coach or something. And it may or may not be through prompting, Lynda, perhaps like some of these long prompts I use that we played with that someone shared in Discord about how to discover things about yourself and your inner child and remember this and that, and you kind of edit it and kind of it gave amazing outcomes. If any of you haven't already tried them or want to play with different prompts or getting advice, I found that very to the point that it is like cuttingly truthful, but you can tell it to like be brutal or be kind or like tell you what to do next or steps what to do in my life or tell me about myself. What am I missing? What should I change? Basically like, what's wrong with me? Fix me. And then it tells you tells you all this amazing advice. I mean, there's many different ways you can approach it, but I think that's really fun. I think it's in school, and it was in Discord. Someone put the prompt somewhere. We can find it and share it because I found it a valuable one. Um, a few of those longer prompts are really cool, as a way of
Oh
just,
yeah, I remember that one.
yeah.
It
Does
went
anyone remember that
around.
one? It was floating around for a little minute there, and we'll have to dig that up, and
Yeah,
share
it was
that.
like a guy. He would like, yeah, it was a guy. Well, you could change it if you wanted to. And then he would tell you
Yeah.
what your next steps were to be. And obviously
Yeah.
you could go and then like create your own chat GPT with that long prompt and just change it to how you'd want to be addressed through. Because he was quite harsh.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, I think it was maybe that one. There was a few of them that were I found really valuable. And then I kind of edited the prompt to go, right, give me a game plan, give me like outcomes, what's actually, give me break it down and bullet points and did. So it's not just like a big spiel, but it was actually really actionable and really real. Um, and yeah, so I like those what we call God prompts, the really long, complex ones. There was a fun one, I don't know if it's the same guy, someone else, and it was your ultimate lifestyle. And you punched in everything you want, what car you drive, where you live, what house you want, what your ultimate vision for your life. And he turned it into a financial plan by saying, like, here's a breakdown of the budget of everything you want to live a sustainable life in that life that you want to create. And I did it, and it was like, you need 710,000 a year. And I was like, oh, fuck. Shit. So that's a bit out of scope. But that was a fun exercise to say like what to live at that level. That was just a fun one. Oh my God, it was ridiculous. But the mental health ones, yeah, there's some custom GPTs that have really got good frameworks and been set up by professionals that have really good coaching people at a very basic level. Lynda, but do some research or talk to. Oh, that's a cool prompt. Yeah, just to start with. We'll see if we can dig up some of those longer prompts. Yeah, that's cool. The other thing is, in having been in therapy before, just my 2 cents, it's nice to go back to your inner child and do some healing around that, but not to the extent where some people go and dig up their past and dwell on it, that actually reinforces some unhealthy patterns and beliefs by just dredging things up and going over things again. But I do love the fact if you're focusing on help me just uncover myself and my inner child and heal that and love myself and kind of figure out my passions and my talents and my skills and kind of from that angle is really beautiful. But I have seen people go to therapy and just label everything and dredge everything up and then carry around that like a badge of broken honor for the rest of their life. So that's in my 2 cents. If it's in a really healthy space like that, Lynda, it'll be really beautiful.
And,
You guys might have some more thoughts on that.
yeah, about the inner child, and I think of because I've done a lot of inner child and shadow work, and it is like the unhealthy part of is when people dredge it up and carry it on. But I know the tools that I learned were about going back and then kind of like how Neville Goddard talks about reframing it to the outcome that you wanted. And there's so many different healing tools that a lot of people aren't aware of how to reframe that inner child work and that shadow work to integrate it into reframing the story to as part of the healing process.
Yeah, that's so right, Raquel. Um, I know, and I'd love for part of school to be a safe space where we have a channel I set up in there for people to share more of this, like the empowerment, the mindset, the supportive stuff, this holistic. So much of business and entrepreneurship and the tech is wonderful, but a lot of people say if behind that, if you haven't got the mindset or the confidence, the self-esteem, the carrying around this old stuff that we haven't dealt with, is like to address this holistically. I really love that because mindset's a large part of like anyone just fronting up and doing our work and just running a business and being a human. It is part of it. So I'd really love if anyone wants to share things like this in school and help others and connect or anything that works is, yeah, something I care about too. But yeah, you can drop those prompts in school and share them in we're aware of time. Before we dilly-dally, haven't we heard from Nagawa or Ludmila, or would you guys like to share or talk? You have any questions or just want to say hi or yeah.
Hi,
Hi.
hi. Can you hear me?
Hi, yes.
I would like to introduce myself. My name is Ludmila, but I like Mila as a short. I just joined this community over weekend. I live in South Texas, right on the border with Mexico. Basically, you can see Mexico almost 10 minutes away from my house. So it's called Rio Grande Valley because in the border, the river cutting edge between U.S. and Mexico. So I work at South Texas College as economics instructors. And also, it's almost a year how I'm just really excited to learn more about AI. So speaking about like everyone spoke this week, I had a great interview yesterday with Amanda. Thank you so much. I had interview today for some news for media. I have another interview about AI on Friday. And I also have 3 more presentations and forums coming where I'm going to be a speaker in the next 2 weeks. So I'm just very excited, but extremely overwhelmed and stressed a little. The last one, it will be for the whole region of South Texas. I will be speaking on behalf. It will be very corporate. We're going to be leaders from all kinds of businesses. So I have to be really on topic. Otherwise, I just posted my another cartoon, and I'm very thankful to Lynda today because that was something that I need to hear from someone when you have to return to yourself when you are 10 years old. And that's what's happening with me, and I could not realize what's happening with me, but now I know
I'm
what is
so
happening.
proud of you. It's so hard. I am continually drawn back into doing what my parents say. It's really weird. It's like I need to do something I hate because that's what work is. And it's life's too short. So you
Right.
keep reminding me, and I'll remind you.
Yes, and that's what, because I returned, look like I even didn't realize how I grew up in a communist country, and we have been really it was deficit of cartoons around. They show us only one cartoon per week, and as a kid I was so fascinated of cartoons, good quality, by the way, those old fashioned, just
Yeah.
to tell you, like, compare old fashioned Disney cartoons, like
Yeah.
Little Red Riding Hood, stuff like that. But and now I was so fascinated as a kid, and I promised myself, when I grow up, I'm gonna make cartoons. And all my life, I just chased this dream. I went to graphic design. I learned how to make GIFs. I learned how to make movements through Flash and all like that. And only now, thank you to AI, I am making cartoons. And I'm just expressing myself. And now I feel like, whoo, something happened, but I cannot realize what. That's mean when I was a child, I made a prompt, a really nice prompt, really deep and emotional prompt, and this prompt come true. So Matrix basically heard me and helped me just really realize what's happening. So otherwise, the whole day, the whole week, it's still going to be in all kinds of AI events for me. But I'm excited and I love all that every minute. Thank you so much, Lynda. I'm gonna make research, by the way, after today's. I'm gonna make a research about something I already have in my mind about this. Return to yourself. So thank you so much, everyone. It was a great community. Nice to meet everyone. Nice to see everyone.
Yay. Welcome, welcome, Mila. That's so cool.
Thank you.
Really cool. Um, Nagawa, you want to jump on?
Yeah, so I'll go real quick. So I'm Nagawa and I'm in London. So yeah, quite late for me. So yeah, so this week I'm trying to finish up I'm redo there's been a new version of the certification I took for being an AI consultant. So I'm busy finishing that up. There's like two different ones I took, so both of them have come up. So there's that I'm doing, and I'm also trying to work on my submission, get that done. And then I was trying to work on the a video for Kimberly offered for the playground thing. But it seemed like if I wanted to do it about a real person and they were still alive, that I might need to get their permission. So I'm busy working on that. Um, yeah, even though the person is related to me. So working on that. If not, I'll pick another idea since there's 7 days left. Um, yeah, so that's pretty much where I'm at. Yeah, and then still trying to learn as much as I can about AI. But yeah, so busy.
Busy, Nagawa. Oh, that's cool. Thanks for sharing. That's interesting about the permission thing. I don't know if anyone has experience in that or can touch on that, but I didn't quite realize that you'd have to give. Is it
Yeah,
like
I
if you're
didn't
using their
either.
likeness or something that you have to get
Yeah,
their
like if you're
permission?
using their likeness
Hmm.
and their story, because I wanted to do it as a tribute to my aunt, and then like somebody was like, "Well, you need to get her permission." And I asked my mother, and my mother was like, "It's fine." She'll be like really she'll be really touched that you did it for her. And somebody else is like, "No, you seriously have to get her permission, her written permission." Each house so I was like, "Okay, let me go and like I'll try and get permission for her and say like I'm going to do a short AI video. I might use your likeness, or at least I'll use your story. Or it might not be quite your likeness, and then just tell your story kind of briefly in the 3 minutes that I have, or less than, and see if she says okay. Because I'm just gonna go by exactly what's in the public domain and in her autobiography. So, yeah.
Nagara, I'll just chime in for 2 seconds on a thought on that you just reminded me. So I did find a legal criteria statement that when we did that campaign, 30 Days, 30 Woman, because it was content using people's likenesses, and they said that there's a different rule if it's just in a artistic expression of someone and it's just being shared digitally or something. It's like there's a statement that you can include in your post to kind of say, yes, I know this is their likeness, is different than if it's going somewhere like published or in print or a documentary or something that you would have to get legal sign off and from their identity, whether they're alive in this case. If you want me to send you that statement, because I did look that up and it was something that we were aware about our campaign because there was identities of people in there, if that would be helpful. But it is just if it was in content as digital, it wasn't that strict. But if you know them, you can obviously ask them, um, as opposed to using a
No, but that would
celebrity's
be that would
identity,
be
if that would be
super
helpful.
helpful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
that's
dig
why I
that up.
didn't do the campaign because I thought, oh, I'm
Ah,
gonna get in trouble. Like,
ah,
so I was
yeah.
like, even yeah, that's why I didn't do it. I didn't participate because I thought I was gonna get in trouble. Yeah, because I didn't know about that. That's super. Oh, that's super helpful. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
I'll find that statement. You've just reminded me that we did that for that campaign. So I'll just see if I can dig that up. I'll make a note and then find it. And it's just literally you can put that in your post if you want to just legally cover yourself. It's fine, but you're totally safe if it's digital content. Um, yeah, I'll find that disclaimer for you guys because I just found that interesting. I've done a whole document about IP and copyright in the space of AI and when you're using people's identity or who owns the copyright, all that sort of thing. We're trying to build some more thought leadership around this. So I'll see if I can at least bring up that statement for you as a starting point. I've got that written down somewhere.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah,
I
be
could
cool.
still kind of like tell her life story in the video
Yeah.
and still be okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And if
Okay.
it's like an artistic representation of her, right? It's not like I know if you're taking photos of people at my last job, we had to get them to sign a disclaimer form for them to appear in a video or photo as a real person. But if it's an artistic representation in AI of their identity just for digital purposes or social media, that's fine. There's no legal criteria whatsoever. You just put a statement there, that's fine, or just say, yes, the person featuring this video has signed this off or whatever. You're totally fine. Not even a legal criteria unless you're making a literal documentary, you're going to publish somewhere officially or make money from it or something is a different game. So
Okay, but if I'm putting it through the competition, through
just
the
for a
playground
competition, it's just
competition.
for fun, for digital purposes and just a representation of someone. It's not literally like if it's just AI, there's no legal criteria or fine. But if you want
Oh,
to be
phew.
safe, you can put that statement in
Yeah.
there. But like for our campaign, we have some people making a video about a family member and then some about certain celebrities, and it was totally okay. But because it was digital and it was for fun and it was, yeah, there's no legal ramifications on that
Okay. Oh,
output.
great. Excellent. Thank you. You just saved me.
So hopefully that helps you, and I'll dig that statement up wherever it is floating around. Yeah, I'll get that for you. I'm just aware of
Okay.
time, guys, and this has been a beautiful discussion. Does anyone have anything else you want to touch on before we head off? Are we all okay? Have you all got something key for the week? I like to send people away with homework, and we don't have to go away through it now, but if you come back next week, and I'd love to hear what you've done, what you've achieved, what you've learned, and come back next week and celebrate with something so that this is like accountability. I know you've got lots on, so we're not trying to add to your to-do list, but we love to hear every week what you've achieved, what you've done, so we can celebrate you and or any questions and challenges. You can always drop them in school. It's always where we can all share and learn and help each other. So let me know if there's any
Oh, I've
last
just
thoughts, you
got,
guys. Jump in before we head off.
yeah, I've got one last question.
Yeah.
For our article, do you want us to give you like a list of our references separately so you have them, but not like have them in the article, like to go like in the magazine?
I think if you've got them, I mean, don't spend the time doing that, but if you've got them or like just the websites or the very in a very simple respect, if it is more like a research or academic article, I know one person did include some references because they had a research based that we had to fact check and back up. So they included references because it was relevant. In that case, yes, if there's something that you'd like people to be able to go and read and refer to, if it's just a general
Yeah.
article about your opinions, whatever, based on something, you can refer to the thing. We don't necessarily need references, but that is a nice addition if you think it requires that for something serious that you're referring to. I do like that.
Okay. I'll send you that as
So
well
drop them
then,
in the
because
brief just at the end of the article. And or if it's
okay.
linked in your copy, like, oh, Bob said, did it, oh, that's interesting. Oh, and link, and we can link to the reference where you got that thing that you're referring to, if that's the case.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I
I can
think
make
that
them hyperlinked or I
it's
can just have them like in a
yeah.
separate document,
Put the
like all the
links
same.
in your article. So if it says Bob said, and maybe reference one and then the link, and Rachel's going to know to hyperlink that in the magazine specifically so that people can then refer to that or reference one or reference two and hyperlink that in the article. It's the most efficient way
Okay.
that we would do it
Yeah.
for space and efficiency,
Yeah.
as opposed to a link of references at the bottom, which is also nice. But I think hyperlinking in the articles, as long as they're there next to what you want to refer to or link to, we can hyperlink that within your article.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Cool.
Okay.
Anything else, guys, before we head off? And I'll let you go. This has been super, super awesome, beautiful discussion. And thank you for chiming in and sharing your advice and joining us this week. We're here every week. I hope this time works for people. I know I'm aware of time zones and really trying to make these sessions when people can all join us at a time that works for them. So, and we can make different times and different sessions, and catch you all in school. And thank you for being here. And yeah, stay in touch during the week and hopefully see you all back next week and see what we've learned and discovered, and done. Yeah.
Thanks, Amanda.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool.
Bye, everyone.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Bye.
Good
everyone.
seeing
See you
everybody.
soon,
Thank
guys.
you. Thank you.
Bye.